Awesome.
So, thanks for doing this. This is really awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One
I
thing.
brought this couch from home, so it was,
This is great. This is
Yeah.
it's like a mom's couch.
yeah, I gotta lug it all the way back. So
This is tough. I would suggest maybe like choosing one spot for it, like here or.
they won't let me sleep here.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
they
the
won't?
thing. Yeah,
It's a nice
it's like a
couch.
zoning thing.
Then this is not a couch.
So I,
It's
yeah,
either.
That's just what they told you.
yeah, I take this to West Virginia every time. So.
Oh, that's beautiful. You live in West Virginia.
Yeah, I just got a rickshaw.
It's like
so
It's a real.
It's a
Oh,
long
you
ride.
rickshaw?
it's just a rickshaw. So I throw this in the back of the rickshaw, and I just like that's. I mean, the quads speak for themselves.
Better than taking the metro, though. Am I right?
It's a death trap.
No, it's a death trap.
So this is sponsored by Washington's
Metro.
metro system. They're just trying to get the word
I love
out.
the idea that a metro system would like, they've got it so well covered that they're also now just doing advertising.
Yeah.
Right, it's the next thing.
Yeah, it's like right up there with like cereal brands.
Yeah.
They're just like got a mascot and he's
Wait, what
selling
time
you a
does
morning
what time
commute.
does the sorry to cut you off. What time does the metro stop running here?
Midnight now.
Midnight.
Yeah.
Depending on your line and what time you want to get where you want to be.
It's just that convenient.
Do people use it like when they go out and get drunk and then take the metro home?
Yeah.
They do.
On a weekday?
Oh, like a
I mean,
weekend.
Yes.
On a weekend, sure, it runs later on
I
the
think
weekend.
you could say somebody's using it to get home
It
drunk.
runs
any
later
day
on
of
the
week.
weekend. It's like 2, I think, on the
Oh,
weekend.
I'm
they-
literally asking for such a
Yeah.
specific reason that I have a bit about subways.
Yeah.
And I want to see if I could use it for the next
Oh
show.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
the idea of taking the train home
And
with
being drunk
people.
and, like,
yeah.
you're drunk.
Or
Okay.
if there's ever a Nats game or a Wizards game or something at the Verizon
It
Center,
runs late,
Okay.
like,
and it's just like, oh, I'm gonna leave my car somewhere safe. I'm gonna get fucking blackout at the
Okay.
game
Right.
during or after.
Good.
America's
then-
pastime.
And then
getting
I go
blackout
home.
at
I
the
don't.
game.
I don't need to take the metro. I just want to be around people.
Great.
It's just
Right.
you know,
Nice. All right, good. I'm gonna do that joke tomorrow.
warm bodies everywhere. Yeah.
Good.
Perfect.
Let it be.
Cool.
So how was the show tonight?
Good. I mean, I was just saying, it's like I'm working. You know, this is like the first long set I've done since I recorded my special because I've had a child in between.
Mm-hmm. Well, you look great.
Thank you so much. I got it down. It is so it was for doing the first long set I've done, and also I don't even know how much new material I had, and now I know exactly. It's 30 minutes. And 8 minutes of it doesn't really work, so I have to like rejigger my set for the next the next one. Yeah.
And for writing like that, I know because you wrote for the Big Sick.
Yeah.
And then you wrote like other people's parts. Is that true? Or like other people's
Yes.
jokes?
So I would pitch jokes every day on set, and then I like wrote a bunch of the stuff that I did as well.
So that's interesting to go from that to like working back into your own material.
Yeah.
Was that different or was it?
Well, yeah, because a lot of times I'm like pitching jokes to Holly Hunter, or I'm pitching jokes for Kumail, and then when my scenes I'm pitching jokes for myself, Like I didn't really pitch anything for like Bo or 80 or anything like that. But like pitching to Holly Hunter was like, because it was my first day that I got on set and it was like this big scene in an apartment, and Holly I don't think does comedies very often, and so it was to her to have someone who would just like give her jokes on set was like a unique, and so she's like, okay, like you can pitch jokes to me, and I like sat on like she was on a toilet and I was like sitting on like the tub of like this apartment in Brooklyn just like pitching her jokes, and when Holly Hunter she's just going like usually you pitch a joke, people are like, oh yeah, okay maybe, or nah, I don't like that one. She just goes and I'm just like, oh no, oh god, and then she like did all of them and like killed it, and I was like, all right, this is great. She was like, and then she was like, I want more jokes, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that was really fun. I would just make up like southern sayings for her that don't exist.
So the script was like that fluid in the process between like what they were learning, and you're pitching like every day on set.
I'm pitching every day, which is a common thing that like a lot of movies do that. Especially I think Judd does that a lot. But it is so the script is totally set for like story and for everything, and then while you're on set, you're always like trying to improve it, especially if there's moments, especially like for stuff that I wasn't involved with. There would be moments where it was like emotionally getting the actors from like point A to point B and like working through it. I've never been on a movie set like that before. Everything was very thoughtful. Barry Mandel was producer, and Michael Showalter would it was long conversations about like stuff that I would never have even thought was important. But then when you actually watch it, it flows so well, and it's because of the amount of work that everyone was putting in. And also like the script that Emily and Kumail wrote is great.
Right.
I think that's because you can see, sometimes you watch a movie and you almost can't tell what's wrong with it, but you're like, oh, it doesn't like hang together.
Isn't that what's interesting? That's what I keep going back in my head about when I make my own stuff in the future. It's that the amount of work you have to put into a script is because no one will be able to be like, this is what was wrong. They'll just have an unconscious feeling of like, it doesn't sit well, and you can't voice it. You just feel, and then when you leave, you're like, I don't like it.
Right.
And you don't know, it's just because, well, these pieces didn't hang together properly, and they didn't make sense, but you don't think about it in your, like, in the front of your mind. It's always stuff that happens unconsciously, which is fascinating. So it's like an enormous amount of work to make sure an audience is like never notices any of the lines, you know?
Right. Yeah. And I think there was like, isn't Mad Men is the one where they had like real like clippings from like the day that it was supposed to be shot, like they'd be lying out, and it's not like anybody would ever notice.
No.
But I guess that's a like intense ambiance.
100%. And also, for stuff like with Holly, because she's such an actor, the things that she was interested in having were all about creating a reality there. And there was stuff that you wouldn't see in the film. And to me, it was, as like a novice actor, it's just like, that's not really important. And then you see what it looks like later, and you're like, oh, wow, like that's the reason she asked for all these like little small things. Like stuff like she would have like this necklace that Zoe wears. She brought that in. She's like, look, we'll both wear like half of this necklace. And then also later, like Holly was like, I want to grab a piece of her, like a sweater or something when I come into here, so I'll wear her sweater throughout the rest of it so I still feel connected to her, because she's in a coma for that period. And then it's just like, that seems like, that's you could be like, that's crazy, but then it's just like, oh no, it kind of continually reminds you that this connection is there, and it's all unconscious for the audience, but it's a very conscious choice for like Holly and Michael and Barry and Kumail and Emily.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, it was fascinating. I've never done anything like it.
So speaking of that like intentionality, I think that's one of the things I like about your comedy is I've always heard you talk about, I don't want to say philosophy as like a highfalutin thing.
Right.
You have like a
But it's a high gluten thing.
It's a high gluten, and I'm gluten free. So.
Yeah.
But
just
this
guy.
That you approach comedy, you said like, I guess, to inject more weirdness into the world, and that doesn't necessarily stop like by just doing performing, that you like do things in the actual world. And I think that's so cool to see it take on that like extra dimension.
I think it was like, I don't know, maybe at this point like 6 or 7 years ago, when I was like thinking, and it was because of listening to Doug Stanhope's record Before Turning the Gun on Himself. I listened to that record, and it was, he's like of all like the comics that are alive today, he is like the stand-up, I think. Do you know what I mean? Like he is like truly a stand-up. And it made me think about like, well, what the fuck what is the purpose of me going on stage, And then I came up with, I looked at kind of the stuff I had done before I did stand-up, which was all this kind of like weird performance art shit. And I was like, how can I, that's stuff that I really loved, how can I take that and like include it in my stand-up somehow? And so then I started doing stuff like, I would like buy greeting cards and then like sign them with alternate endings and then put them back on the shelves so that people would just like find a weird, thing. Sign like from the author, I would steal books and then like sign them and then put them back. My favorite one was, it just was a Clive Cussler book, and it said, Jive Hustler, Clive Cussler. Just put them back on the shelf. Then I did a big skywriting thing where we skywrote How Do I Land in the Sky. But and now when I look back, because I came up for like, I was like, I should write a reason for existence as a comedian. And the sentence I came up with was, inserting absurdity into strangers' lives to make the world a better place. And I now feel like that was a younger version of myself, and I'm a little embarrassed by that sentence, I'm
College
a little embarrassed by it. Yeah, exactly. And I, because now I feel like, well, that's what every comedian's job is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just kind of like wrote a sentence that is every comedian's job. So it is, I do feel a little, you look back on your old work and you're like, no, well, I meant well. But I still like that I did those things in the world.
No, that's always and I think that's cool to see just that idea, because when you start, I think, doing comedy, you're so focused on like, I need to hit mics and I need to like just be performing all the time.
And learning how to tell jokes.
Right.
Yeah, I was so focused on learning how to tell jokes, I all of a sudden stepped back and was like, but why?
Right.
You know, it's like
Mm-hmm.
you have all like the workings of it down, but like the general reason for your being on stage, which is like the big question.
Make people laugh.
Yeah.
That shit fights cancer.
Yeah, man.
Seriously, I got a PhD. You can buy them on the internet.
This is, Listen, we don't need your InfoWars spin on this.
Look,
Okay,
I'm
it's
at
a
war.
separate.
I'm at war with InfoWars. I'm trying to get the
You're
truth
at war with
out.
information.
Info.
Yeah. You gotta fake news until you make news. And all I'm saying is, if you eat enough
Stop talking about your tattoo.
the tramp stamp, it's henna, and I put it on every morning. So
I put it on every
It's
morning.
very. Oh yeah. You have to have somebody do it.
Well, I mean,
It's
Otherwise, the penmanship would just be.
yeah. He does it under a pen
looks
name.
like it, just a bunch of gibberish right above your butthole.
Yeah. That Angelina Jolie has a couple of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Butthole tattoos? I think butthole tattoos are the new frontier.
Let's hope.
Because then if you can get a tattoo on your butthole, like you are a champ.
I really shouts out to Mark in Charlotte. If he hears this, he'll kill me. I was at a shop and he just like was hanging out with a girl, and I think it was a girl he was dating. I don't know if he was married to her, and I might be fucking up the story, but it was a tattoo shop, and someone was having a conversation with her, and she just busted trow and pulled apart her butt cheeks, and she had a turquoise butthole.
Really?
And she'd gotten her
Look at me,
the whole
I'm so excited.
the whole pink, because it's a large swath.
Yeah.
I mean, down to the core was a turquoise, like a Charlotte Hornets blue. All of it. There was no pink. It was all like vibrant blue.
It wasn't an image or anything like that. It was just, I want a blue butthole.
No, she had that tattoo. That's why she was showing it off. It wasn't new. That has been a
But
part
it wasn't.
of her.
It was just the color. It wasn't
It was
like
just the color. There
starburst.
wasn't like
No.
insert coins here.
Nope,
or something.
no text, no nothing. Just
Nothing.
straight, just
Waste
the solid
opportunity.
color blue. No shadows, no shading, just blue.
That seems like so. I mean, that's so much effort to get, and then also maintain.
Yeah.
That's where immediately I'm thinking about.
Well,
like,
the
that's-
maintenance is just pretty simple. If you ever took like a physical education class, they taught you how to shower.
I told you I'm from Appalachia, so
Oh, okay.
not on the
sorry.
menu where I was going to school.
Yeah, showers.
The
off
public
menu.
school was learning how to mine coal or having coal thrown at you. So
Yeah.
I had that for a
If you were
full
named
fun.
Cole, straight A student.
Yeah, unfortunately, here I sit.
Broken-hearted. Came to shit and you had a blue butthole. Isn't that crazy?
Man, it doesn't really rhyme.
It doesn't have. It's a lyric.
It's
or a limerick. Sorry.
It's a limerick.
It's a limerick. From what I understand of a limerick.
I always thought like butthole tattoos were relatively rare. I'm
I think it
excited
just must.
to find out that you have a personal story about.
Oh, yeah.
So did you see the butthole?
Oh yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
did?
she was not shy about showing it. I
of
drove her.
course
I mean, yeah.
And then I drove her to like pick up her kid 'cause she was too drunk to drive. God, I hope.
Wow.
God, if this ever gets back to some people,
Oh,
I
you
can't
think
let
the
this
girl
other
with the blue butthole is gonna be really fucking
Ooh.
mad?
No,
I
but
can't
it-
wait for that mystery novel, The Girl with the Blue Butthole Tattoo, to come out.
Yeah. That's my favorite Jive Hustler book. Yeah. So is there anything coming up that you want to plug, or anything that you got on the radar outside
right now,
of
just
experimenting?
Yeah, just the two. I got these two podcasts going right now. One is called Emotional Hangs. It's me and Joe DeRosa talking about adult friendships. On Feral, it's we get really vulnerable. And another one with my wife called Wedlock. It's on Audible. And everything else is kind of like in the works TV style. So it's like I don't like to talk about that shit because it might not ever exist.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to. I would definitely keep all that down too, but humble brag that you're like, oh, it's TV stuff that's a little too highbrow to talk to. R.I.P. Harris.
Wow. Really took it there. I appreciate it.
I gotta go.
No, I appreciate if you say humble brag to say R.I.P. Harris.
That
That's
seems
always
like the trade-off, right?
It's
Like,
been a thing I've been trying to quietly push into the ethos.
so that's your plug.
That's my my plug is R.I.P. Harris when you plug Harris.
And my plug is going to be go get a butthole tattoo. Everybody who watches this.
Well, you can get a plug for that.
I like that you guys are just plugging ideas at this point.
Oh, no. Those are the most viable things that I'm
The
pursuing.
infrastructure's failing. There's holes in the dams that we gotta plug. So
Get a Dutch boy.
yeah. So
Yeah, this has been awesome.
Thank you very much, guys.
no worries.